Hi, passenger. Welcome. Come on in and buckle up because on today's episode, we have a variety of perspectives in life. I was able to give some amazing people a ride this week that wanted to share a piece of their life story with us. Before I start the conversation with the amazing passengers of the week, it's only fair if I also share a story of mine to you guys. The story is about my very first weekend of driving in the city, where a passenger held a knife on my neck because he needed a charge. At the end of this episode, I'll explain what happened, and believe me, it'll be worth it. In the meantime, let's welcome CP into the car and take him to his destination. But before we do, let's have a little talk about his journey in life.
All right, well, my name is CP.
CP,
Yeah,
how are you, brother?
I'm doing all right, man. Just a long day, you know. Oh, it was a good day. It was a good day. Can't complain about it.
Can you share a significant turning point or pivotal moment in your life?
Well, when I turned 30, when I turned 30, a really big shift in my life is recognizing that one day I'm gonna die. And so the reason why I said it is because, you know, I come from a low-income neighborhood. And one of the biggest things, if you ever get a chance and have an opportunity in life, is to, you know, buy mama a house, you know what I'm saying? You know, and give back to her, the woman that gave you birth, the woman that fed you, the woman that protected you, you know? So I always pursued the things I wanted to show her that I appreciate everything she did for me.
Yeah.
But when I turned 30, I recognized that one day I'm gonna pass away. And all my loved ones, my family, my boys, they're gonna bury me. And then the question popped up, what are you gonna leave for them? You know, what are you gonna build that's gonna help them keep going? It's gonna help them survive, and you know. And so that was a big pivotal moment for me to start really going after what I want, really trying to understand, you know, how can I obtain not just success for myself, but success for, you know, my people. So that was a very big turning point in my life.
That's tough because it's kind of disappointing to see how others don't see the perspective. For example, I come from a low income background as well. It's kind of hard to see when others really don't appreciate those people, mom and pop.
Yeah.
You know, they come from other backgrounds, of course. You know, I'm not judging them. It's just that I'm gonna say we have our eyes open to reality, and it's the reality that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But we accept it because
true.
we're not always complaining of, oh, come on, when am I going to get that chance? It's more like I have to work for that chance.
Yeah.
Do you see it that way?
I do, man. Something that my old man always taught me. Well, he taught me when I was 12 years old. Man, he said, "Look, man, out here only the strong survives." And when he told me that, I thought it was about, you know, being a tough macho man, you know, never backing down from a fight. But what he was really saying was life is hard, and you got to be a little tough, man. You got to have thick skin out here. And you got to go out here and get it, because no one's going to feed you like your mama feeds you. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I understand that to the point, like, I don't mind a helping hand, but I also understand I'm the only one that can pay my bills.
Yeah.
You know, I'm the only one that can actually build a house for myself, and I can't let no one else do it for me, you know, because that creates character.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah, I get that. At the end of the day, I can't blame nobody but myself.
Okay.
Let's be honest.
So leads me to the next question then. How do you find the inspiration and stay motivated during tough times?
Honestly, man, I'm a man of faith.
Okay.
So I do believe in God. And so a lot of that is the motivation of Him. what he's done for me. I remember when I was 12 years old, again, a lot of things happened when I was 12. But when I was 12, I prayed and I said, Lord, give me a chance to make it. And when I look at where I'm at now, he didn't give me what I wanted, but he put me in a position to get everything I want.
I see.
You understand?
Yeah.
And so that's something that motivates me to keep going. It's that he heard my prayer. Another one is that I have a full landscape in front of me, to the opportunity to create something.
Yeah.
Something that I could put my hands to the plow to do and create something and say, man, I did that.
Yeah.
And I want to do that. You know what I'm saying? I want to give back to the community, man, and I want them to be motivated. I want them to see that they have potential. They have gifts. They got hope in their lives. Your life is worth living. There is meaning.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
So you think your background experience has shaped who you are now?
A lot of it has, man. I grew up around a lot of rough heads. A lot of the friends I knew turned to the streets, and I don't judge them for that.
Yeah.
I really don't.
Are you okay to share where you grew up?
I grew up in Dallas.
Dallas, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, a lot of my friends turned that way. Don't judge them again. I just understand.
Yeah.
And now that I'm in a different type of mindset, different type of position, I want to bring this news to them, bring this news to the community. Like, hey, yo, let's do something profound, man.
Yeah.
Let's not be another statistic.
Did you ever went through something impactful?
Well, I went through. I remember going to jail, and I remember sitting in that, wondering, why am I in this position? I remember when my mom came and bailed me out, I looked at her in her eyes, and it broke me. I knew that I can't be in this position again. I can't put her in this emotional position again. I knew that this is failure.
Yeah.
For me.
Don't mean to interrupt you, but was that your rock bottom?
Oh man, my rock bottom. No, my rock bottom is when I was doing ministry in Tyler, Texas, and ministry stopped, and therefore my life stopped. Because that's all I knew for that time.
Yeah.
And I thought it was over. I thought my life was over. I thought everything done left me, and I remember walking in the middle of the streets with tears in my eyes, man, because I thought that my life was over.
Okay.
And just kind of wanted a car to hit me and just end it, because I felt like I couldn't move. I felt like there was really no point in life.
Yeah.
Just wanted to go because I knew where I was going.
That stuff.
And I felt like, like I said, I'm a man of faith.
Yeah.
And I felt like the Lord showed me that there's nothing that can take me from his hands. So I felt like he left me, man. But he showed me that he never did. That he was always there. And nothing could take me from him. And I think that experience showed me that, that my life isn't over. And in your journey, man, you're always going to have times where you feel like this is as far as I'm ever going to go.
Yeah.
But it's interesting how the Lord works, man.
Definitely. I'm glad you saw that light in the tunnel, because a lot of people, if they walk a little further, they'll see the light. But unfortunately, there's some that just give up,
Yeah.
Do you remember the person that was there for you in that moment?
Yeah. It was one of my boys hit me up, man. He told me to come move somewhere else with him and try to build something with the team. So my boys hit me up, man, and say, yo, you stuck, you in a rut, come out here with us, come build something, come figure it out, come build a business. Let's get back on track.
That's strong, dude.
Yeah, man.
But you know what? We're here, man. Thank you for taking your moment.
Oh, man,
for the time.
I even appreciate this moment, man. You didn't have to do this, and I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you again, CP, for the amazing conversation, and I'm glad you found your purpose, dude. I really had a good time with you on the ride, and I hope we meet again, man. We'll meet another passenger, went by the name of Alexa for quite some time, trying to be a part of Amazon. But her obsession with cruises led her on a quest that she'll remember for a long time. But don't let me speak for her, let's instead have her tell you herself. Buckle up and let's ride.
My name is Alex.
Alex?
Yes.
Alex. Did you grow up to love your name, or are you still iffy about it?
Oh my gosh, so the interesting thing is, right, I'm named after my dad. Like, we actually have the same first, middle, and last name.
Oh shit, okay.
And so I found out that I'm not a junior because I'm a different gender.
Right.
So we're both Alex Dero, like, that's it. Alex Dero, like, that's it.
So because you're not a junior, how does that make you feel? Good?
So this is the thing. This is the crazy part. For 20 years of my life, and I'm 31. For the first 20 years of my life, I thought my name was Alexa.
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 Oh, Alexa.
Alexa.
Yeah.
So Alex with A at the end. And so when I turned 18 and had to prove who I am, and I had to, be an adult and provide paperwork, I found out that my social security card and my birth certificate did not match. I was two different people for 20 years of my life. I was Alexa and Alex at the same time because my social security card said Alexa. My birth certificate said Alex. So proving myself, I had to prove I'm one person. I had to choose a name. And I was never comfortable with Alexa.
Yeah. So not being Alexa was a good thing.
Low key, to be honest.
So how did you sort that out?
Well, I just okay, so I had to do some research because I'm like, how do I fix it? Like, what's the easiest way? Because first of all, I'm 18 and I really don't want to take the hard road.
Definitely not.
So it turns out I had two options. I could either go down to the courts and legally have my name be Alexa if I was comfortable with it. But I was never comfortable with introducing myself. Hi, I'm Alexa. I just never fit.
Yeah.
And so I tried on, hi, I'm Alex. I'm like, that actually fixed. So I looked into the Social Security. So on my Social Security card, it said Alexa. On my birth certificate, it said Alex. So legally, I'm Alex.
Yeah.
So I looked into the Social Security card. I just had to go down there and tell them they spelled my name wrong for 20 years of my life.
For sure. Yeah, because the Social Security comes after.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So exactly. So then I had to reintroduce everybody.
That's an interesting way.
Reintroduce myself as Alex to everybody I know in my life.
Yeah. So that's an interesting way that you sorted out, because so you went to the Social Security office and told them, hey, you guys fucked up.
Yes.
So you better change this without me.
Even though my mom did that intentionally, she said, I don't want her to go by a boy's name growing up.
Yeah.
So she put the A at the end. She did not put it on my birth certificate. She put it on my social. However she did that, I don't know.
Yeah.
But yes, I was two different people. I didn't even know my name was Alex.
Where are you from?
I'm born and raised here, actually, in Phoenix, Arizona.
What's the most interesting place that you visited? Either vacation, work-wise?
Oh, geez. This might not even sound like an interesting place, but Ensenada, Mexico.
Where at?
Ensenada, Mexico. Yeah.
Ensenada, Mexico.
I took a cruise there.
Yeah.
That was the most interesting place I've ever been, to be honest. I wish there will be more. I cannot say I wish. There will be more places I will visit.
Definitely will be more. So what do you do now?
Right now, I am somebody's mama. So I work a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
But that's not the important part. I'm a stand-up comedian. I model.
Oh shit.
I am.
So you take the stand-up as a job. You don't take it as a thing that you like to do?
It was a calling, and when I say calling, I mean like people called me to do it. So
Shit.
Nice. Since people respond well to how I speak, and they they feel like I'm funny, I feel like I should just step into that role. So I have.
Fuck it, yeah.
I mean, so.
Did you start that here in Phoenix, or did you went to a smaller town?
Are you video recording me too?
No, it's just audio.
Oh, I'm like, I just ate that chicken.
No, but you just let everyone know what you just did. So you're good. I can video record if you want to.
Oh my god!
But it's all audio. It's all audio.
I'm like, did you see me just take a big bite of that chicken? I'm eating a drumstick.
These microphones are a little sensitive, so they might be chewing.
No, not me spitting it out.
I'm kidding. They're not too sensitive. If they are, I'll lower the volume right there. You're good. I got you. So what did you do for your birthday then?
I mean, I went to brunch.
What? Why?
It was a Wednesday.
Damn.
I mean, I just been in it. I went to brunch.
Yeah.
I drank alcohol while I was there.
Yeah.
But then I went home and I raised my child like I was supposed to.
Good on you.
Yeah, no. Look, I did that party when I was 21. But
yeah.
I mean, I still look 21, but I'm not there now. So, like I can't do that now.
I have pains on my knees every morning now. It's like, damn.
Right. I mean, just waking up and stretching is a goddamn gamble. Like, wait.
You know what I've noticed? Every time I wake up and I stretch, I always sense a cramp on my fucking calves.
I sense the cramp all over my body. I just be trying to figure out where the sensation is coming from before it starts to come from that sensation. You feel me? Like, wait. Before I get cramped up in this position, let me go ahead and be ahead of the game.
Damn. This reminded me of a story I read on Reddit. It's going to go a little dark, but to me it's funny. Mm-hmm. They asked a question. What's the last thing you thought about when you were close to dying? And this one comment said, this guy came into my house to rob me. He shot me, and as I was laying down on the floor dying, I thought to myself, but it's only Wednesday.
For real though, because like on a Wednesday though, like you could have been on a Thursday. Like nobody do shit on a Thursday. Like I could have been.
He's pretty much saying like, who dies on a Wednesday?
Who does that? It's a hump day. I should be humping right now. Like
to be fair, he's fine. He survived. He's okay. So we can laugh about it. It's like shit. It's just Wednesday.
I'm glad he's okay, but I'm with him. Like, really on a Wednesday, sir?
And,
you're gonna take my life on a Wednesday? Like, thinking I'm not gonna
You're making me check when my birthday's gonna be at.
What was that?
I don't know. You're making me think what day my birthday's gonna land on.
On the 26th?
And it's gonna be
let's see.
Guess what? Fucking Tuesday.
I was about to say a Tuesday. You're going up on a Tuesday.
I need to sing a song about Tuesday,
say that.
Taco Tuesday.
It's reasonable though. See, because what do you do on Wednesday? You go to church for Bible study.
Who goes to Bible study nowadays? Nobody. So you're gonna be
nowadays. Exactly. Look, I wasn't gonna be the one to say it, but still, that's what you do on a Wednesday. You feel
me? Okay. So, what would you like to do then for your 31st birthday? Of course, you went to brunch. I'm sure you had.
I did. Now, if the opportunity was there, I would have taken a plane to take a cruise out of the country to see a bunch of things that don't even matter to anyone else.
Do you have a thing about cruises?
I mean, you know what? Before I took that first cruise, I did.
Okay.
I had a thing about large bodies of water until I took that cruise.
Oh,
and see, what happened on that cruise was I went with my sister.
Yeah.
Well, I met her in college, but at this point, she's my sister.
Okay.
And she had a...
It's not the one that sent you home with a stranger, right?
And she had...
I'll edit that out.
You don't have to. You don't have to. And she had a party favor with her.
Nice.
I mean, to say that. It was not alcohol.
Okay.
It was not any extreme drug. So place it in between that.
Yeah.
she had a party favor with her, and she gave it to me. And well, actually, I was trying to tell her, like, girl, when we go embark on this party favor, like, we on the shit, like,
Yeah.
you know. And she's like, well, it is illegal. We're on international waters, right? So, like, this ain't even a federal offense. This is an international offense. If anybody catches it. Like, I don't even know the scale of what the criminal offense of that would be, you know, like, but I don't care, girl, like, we're on international waters. I think it's worth the risk. Like, I don't be out here all the time. So we're trying to figure out, like, where we're going to embark on this party favor. What we're going to do, you know. She gives it to me by her mistake. She's great, and I hope she'll hear this. She never found out about this, but she gave it to me, and I'm still ready to, you know, embark on this party favor with her. But I turn around, she go, and they tell me she about to disappear. Girl, wrong move, cause you done left the party favor with me. At this point, damn, I'll find you after we introduce ourselves to this party favor. You feel me?
Yeah.
So with this party favor, I'm wandering the boat, trying to figure out where is a good place for us.
Yeah.
Well, I find the perfect opportunity for myself. Because if I leave this opportunity, it won't be here when I get back just to find her. And she shouldn't even walked off in the first place. Like, she knew she headed after me. Shit. Look, so I embark on the party favor, and no one was there. This was at the front of the boat. I mean, like, I'm looking out into the abyss of this large body of water, and what I was intimidated for, you know, from before I got on this boat, now I'm like intrigued, like, oh my God, this is happening. Like, I'm glad she ditched me.
Yeah.
So I embark on the party favor, and I'm sitting there like, I'm surprised that no one is here. Like, usually we done been here at this spot like a few times since we've been on this boat, and it's been busy every time we came out here.
It was meant to be.
I'm like, yeah, she messed up. Left me with a lighter. Oh, okay, you know what? You know what? So I sat there and I looked out, and I'm like, I need this woman again.
Oh, so you're trying to find the perfect cruise again?
Exactly. No. I know I'm probably not gonna get that woman again, but that'd be nice.
Yeah.
I would like to take another cruise. I'm not gonna lie. It was a really nice cruise overall.
That's
it was
good.
a Carnival cruise, one of those Carnival
Oh shit! Okay.
We went to Sonata, so
yeah.
I mean, it just turned out great. So I wasn't even mad at it. Like, oh, you got somewhere to be? Like,
you can leave again. It's
cool. Right, go ahead, girl, do your thing. I'll be over here.
Did she ever tell you where she went? She just was gone.
I mean, she was safe. We was all on the same boat.
Yeah.
She wasn't gonna go far.
Right. If anybody's going on a cruise, hit up Alex for a party favor. She definitely has the hookups. But all jokes aside, thank you, Alex, for an entertaining time. And let us know on your tour dates for your stand-up comedy. We'd like to see you one day. Moving on to our next ride, Lauren. To me, Lauren was a true Wonder Woman fighting off real-life monsters. Here's her story not only of survival, but of courage and defeating your fears. Come aboard to give her a ride, and don't forget to buckle up.
My name's Lauren.
Lauren.
And
Lauren.
I'm 41, and I have definitely got some interesting stories. But the one that always comes to mind is sort of like life for women in a nutshell. I had a male roommate, and he was very nice, actually. We got along fine. But he did not understand what living with a female roommate entails. And he did not understand that you cannot let people in the house that you do not know.
Right.
Or that your roommate does not know. Because scary shit happens to women.
Yes.
And so one night I'd come home from work, and I worked at Trader Joe's at the time, and I was walking like 3 miles home, so it was late. I just wanted to go to bed, and our next door neighbor showed up looking to be neighborly, and it was clear he'd had something to drink. And so he and my roommate started drinking beer, and it just progressively got weirder from there. And he just started basically saying how he'd been watching me since I moved in and all this stuff. In the meantime, his wife and kids are next door. Just peak gross. Just totally gross. Anyway, that's not my scene for married men. I don't mess around like that. And so he just kept getting grosser and grosser and just started saying some really gross things to me. So we kicked him out. And that should have been the end of it, but unfortunately it was not. And so I heard noises in the middle of the night, and I thought it was my roommate who'd had too much to drink. So I start, I think, oh, well, I'm just going to yell at him because it's the middle of the night and he shouldn't be, doing this. So I open the door, I lecture him on life choices. I'm like, dude, you're 30 years old. This is a weeknight. Is this what you want to be doing with yourself? And he turns over, and I see it's not my roommate. It's the guy from next door. And so he climbed over the fence that adjoined our patios and pried open our back patio door to get into our house.
Oh, shit.
And I think the only thing that kind of saved me was that he didn't know which room was mine and which room was my roommate's.
Yeah.
Who was a 6 foot tall Indian dude.
Okay.
So he didn't want to go into the wrong room.
Yeah.
And then I think he just got progressively drunker and ended up passing out. And at this point he gets up and comes towards me. And I'm pissed. I literally grab him by his shirt. I pick him up, shake him like a rag doll. I throw him into a wall and then down a flight of stairs and out the door. So I had to fight him off by himself, a grown man.
Yeah.
Needless to say, he picked the wrong one.
Good.
But then I call the cops, and the cops don't do anything. They're like, well, he's already out of your house. We don't have any proof he was here. They did zero investigation. And they said I should file a restraining order. And then they left.
Yeah.
And so I go the next day to file a restraining order, only to find out it actually costs $400 to file a restraining order.
No way.
So for all of these women out there who have stalkers, who have ex-boyfriends who are following them, if they don't have money or evidence that their lives are in danger, they can't even get a restraining order.
Wow.
So it's just so crazy. And guys don't even really know. Because most guys are good guys. Honestly, normal guys don't think about shit like that.
Right.
So it's nothing against men. It's just not their reality.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. I mean, I grew up with women, but I was so young to understand and comprehend the dangers. When I was already a teenager.
Yeah.
That's when I started to see things. The cat calls to my mom, to my sister, were constantly, whenever we're going to the corner of the street to grab something to snack it on. But
and it's can't you just say hello like a normal person?
Right. And it's not till I was an adult till I realized that men actually, for example, the men that have trucks or muscle cars, you could say, when they rev their engine, I'm like, does that really work for them? I would want to meet someone that
honestly,
that
whenever I hear an engine rev, I just automatically assume they have a small penis.
yeah. We all do. You're not alone. We all do. There's an association that thinks that. But I want to go back to your story.
I just think they're overcompensating for something.
Yes.
It's just irritating. I'm too old for that. I think when I was 18, that might have impressed me a little bit more, but that's because teenage girls have no taste.
Yeah. I can see that, to be honest with you. And so just real quick, going back to your story, what led you, if you don't mind me asking, what led you to having a male roommate? Was that the only option you had?
Well, no, I was living in a house with him and one other person, and I met him through the other person who was a girl, and she was saying, hey, I have a friend, he's a guy, but he's super chill, and he really wants to move out of his parents' house because he's old, and that isn't a good look at a certain point.
Yeah.
And I met him, and he was really nice. He actually is one of the better roommates I've had. He just didn't know because he'd come straight from living with his mother his entire life.
Right. And
didn't have sisters or, I guess, anyone to tell him, you have to be careful.
Yeah. So you met him through
our other roommate. And she was wild. And so when our lease was up at that place, we ended up just he and I moving because we were he and I were the same age, but we were 5 years older than her.
Okay.
And so we were just kind of in a different place in our lives in terms of being professionals. And I mean, I'm not really a professional. I work retail, but like I do it in a grown-up capacity.
Right.
Like I don't work at Forever 21.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's very interesting. And through all the hustling, when you saw the your neighbor, the adrenaline that you had.
Oh yeah,
Did
it was
you already
pumping.
had like self-defense training, or did that just instantly come
No,
out of
but
you?
this is the thing that's so weird to me. This guy was probably like 130 pounds soaking wet. I'm a 200-pound plus woman, and I have been since I was 16 years old. I've also unloaded trucks for about 2 decades.
Okay.
And I also have 3 older brothers I used to have to defend my Barbie dolls against.
Yeah.
So I didn't even like hit him or anything. I don't have any fighting skills whatsoever. I just literally picked him up,
Wow.
shook him a little bit, and then
Yeah.
threw him into the wall.
Yeah.
Because
That's good reflexes.
yeah,
And-
I was working at Trader Joe's, and so when you work at a grocery store, especially Trader Joe's, you have to break down pallets. So when the trucks make their delivery, you have to unload the pallets off the truck and then break them down. And after a while, you just get strong. Like I was lifting 2 cases, 2 50-pound cases of wine at a time.
Okay.
I mean, it wasn't a problem. So someone who's
Yeah.
130 pounds, it just wasn't, like, it's not that big of a deal to me.
Yes.
Like I didn't lift him over my head or anything like that. But yeah, I got a good grip. I picked him up. I definitely picked him up off his feet though, because we were up a flight of stairs, and there was a landing right straight, and he flew me off right in front of the building in front of us. And so I literally didn't just throw him into a wall; I threw him across the landing.
Wow. Okay.
The adrenaline was definitely pumping.
And
I was so mad. I don't think I've ever been so mad in my life.
And yeah. That I real quick. I know we're here already, but I don't want to minimize your strength and your capabilities, but you obviously adrenaline had a lot to do with it. What did you felt that moment? I know I don't want to get you back in the dark memory of that, but
I'm a pretty hot-tempered person, and so it was really just like rage.
Okay. You just saw red because
I was pissed.
You knew you were a target too, right?
From what he'd said earlier in the evening, he had no other reason to be in, like, especially like neither of us had any money or even anything nice, so there was like no reason to rob us. We didn't even have like a good TV or anything, and so the only reason for him to be there was me.
Yeah,
and it's just so sick because he did this with his wife and kids next door.
Wow.
And then, side note to the story, then his wife tried to pick a fight with me because she thinks I did something to like attract her husband's attention. I'm like, I literally barely looked at him.
Insecure woman would do that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't want your little tiny white crackhead boyfriend's husband. Is not my scene at all.
Yeah, damn.
I like tall, dark, not on drugs, and employed.
Yeah.
That's my scene.
Definitely,
Not little short pasty boys who are obviously on drugs.
Yes. Well, Lauren, I don't want to take much of your time.
Well, thank you so much.
Well, that concludes our journey this week. This was a great way to show what I'm truly doing here with this podcast. It's just a heads up, though. Next week's episode will be a little darker. Having said that, I can't wait for you to hear who we're giving a ride next. This has been Journey Chronicles, a life story from the passenger seat. I'm your host, your driver, and I'll see you next week. The very first week that I arrived here into the city, I transferred everything, all my paperwork, so I can start driving. I waited for the weekend to come. Finally, Friday. I got everything ready. I was renting a vehicle because I hadn't had mine yet, and I needed something to move around with. Everything went well during the day. I did airport runs. I did from work to home, from home to work. The typical, usual rideshare rides. And the time came when the sun went down, and then all the zombies started coming out. And by zombies, yes, I mean the sober people that go to bars and get wasted. If you're not one of those, don't worry, the shoe doesn't fit you, so you're good. It was nice. I liked the environment. I liked the new city. I liked everything about it. And finally, it hit me. I went to Tempe. I did a pickup around 1:40, almost before everyone started coming out. The passenger jumps in the car, and he's like, are you here for John Doe? I'm like, yes, sir. Come on in. How you doing today? I'm just going to the casino, man. I'm just going to Talking Sticks. All right, cool. Give me a few minutes and I'll get you there, dude. Don't worry about it. As I started driving, he was a little too quiet for a drunk person. You know what? I was in a new city. I thought to myself, I think I'm thinking about it too much. Maybe that's how they are here. A little edgy, but cool. Once I got to the 101 and started heading to Talking Sticks, I noticed that he was fumbling in the back seat, checking his pockets, pretending to take things out, putting things back in, back and forth. I didn't want to look back because I didn't want him to feel uncomfortable. But yet again, it was making me feel uncomfortable. So I should have just looked back. But I didn't. I continued driving. I see Talking Stick Way, the exit. Finally, I said to myself, let's drop him off and get the hell out of here. Back in the day, Talking Stick Way was still under construction. They were still installing the trees that we see there now. So the road was a little rumbly and dirt everywhere. The only light source was the lit up stop signs that flashed red. Before we even reached the stop signs, he told me in a very drunk way, hey, bro, I have to pee really bad, man. Can you just stop right here, dude? I'll just go pee real quick and I'll just jump back in. I'm like, oh, you know what? He probably needed to fucking pee, and here I am overthinking about it. I was renting a car through the company, so I didn't wanted him to urinate in the car, of course, because the hassle of getting another one and the wait period, and hopefully they have another one. I just didn't want to go through that. So I said, you know what? Yeah, dude, it's cool. I'll pull over right here. Just try and make it quick, please, because I don't want to get caught. Yeah, bro, don't worry. I got you, man. Don't worry about it. He opens the door. The map light turns on. I turn it off. I grab my phone so he won't think that I'm going to look at him for some reason. And as I'm scrolling on my phone, I feel something metally and cold sliding through my neck slowly. I look up at my rearview mirror, and that's when I saw it. He had a knife on my neck. And again, in a drunk voice, he told me, I'm going to take your phone and your wallet. At that point, I wasn't really thinking straight. I wasn't trying to be brave. I wasn't trying to do anything. So I just told him, dude, you're not taking anything, man. What the fuck are you doing? He stood quiet. It seemed like 5 minutes of silence, but in reality, it was just a few seconds. And then he said again, okay, I'm taking your iPhone charger. He yanks it, he steps off the car, and vanishes in the fucking dark. After he left my door open, so I booked it into the casino because there's usually a cop there. There was no cop, just security. I told him about it, but to be honest with you, I don't know what happened. I did close my door, I brushed it off, and I continued the night. Scarier things had happened to me. But being my very first weekend in the new city, I was thinking to myself, did I make the right move? But I just said to myself, you know what? It was probably that one bad apple. Let's keep on going. Keep your head up, move forward. That's exactly what I did.